Taking a bend. Cars prefer to go in a straight line. They don't particularly like going around corners. And larger cars like four-wheel drives that have ladder chassis prefer it even less. This is the happy place for things like sedans that have a monocoque chassis. The principle behind getting a car to take a corner is to slow it down enough to take that bend and maintain stability and balance around that bend. But there are some myths about taking a corner, and there are some procedures that you can repeat on every single corner. The first thing is that you can brake around a bend. It's not ideal, but in an emergency you can brake around a bend. You can also engage in a system called trail braking, but I'll just get back to that in a minute. When approaching a corner, we use a system where we repeat position, speed, and then vision. Position means setting yourself wide for the corner. Speed means bringing it down to a suitable speed that you can take that corner at. And vision means looking around the corner a long way. In motorcycle terms, this is called the vanishing point. It's where your lane disappears around the bend. Now, if you're in a 100k zone and the corner is marked at 45, this is a recommendation. So if you're approaching at 100 kilometers an hour and you want to bring your speed down to around the 45 mark, you would gently squeeze the brakes as you're positioning wide. When you turn into that bend, you ease off proportionally with that corner and start looking around the bend to the vanishing point. If you work on visualizing a half full bowl of water and how your actions will have a consequence on the movement of that water within the bowl, you will better understand how you can be dedicated and smooth and organized around a corner. Our practical program deals with this at great length because most people don't crash in a straight line. There's a greater likelihood that men in particular will crash on a corner. So that means you're either overdoing it or misjudging it. So balance in a corner is a crucial thing to learn. Just remember, position on the road, speed on your approach, and vision around the corner. Now, trail braking. This is when you run the brake through the turn for as long as you may need. An example of using trail braking is when you have a downhill run and a reasonably tight turn. If you come off the brakes too soon, the car will effectively start to accelerate. It's important to manage your speed down and around the corner and quite possibly come off the brakes towards the end. In the reverse, when you're coming up that hill, you'll trail your power or your accelerator up through that corner before then increasing your speed on the way out. Really, a downhill run is a negative version and an uphill run is a positive version. There's nothing wrong with trailing your brakes down and around through a bend, particularly a tight bend with a steep descent. So, when you approach a corner, imagine what will happen to your half full bowl of water and remember the mantra of position, speed and vision. Position wide, speed down, look around the corner.